Happy December, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Nerd Level Rising. My name is Jake, and today, obviously, we're talking about December reads, right? This is the TBR video for December 2024 that I'm sure is going to be absolutely shocking to everybody what one of the things on here is. But let's not spoil the surprise, just to be safe, right? Let's get into it anyway. We'll kind of go through the order that I plan to get to these in, and we'll talk a little bit about them, right? And why I'm so excited for December. So, first of all, my stack got a little bit upside down here. Let's flip this back over. There we go. Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is the sequel to Skyward, book 2 in the series. We're going to continue to chip away at this. Am I going to finish it in December? Probably not, to be honest. But hopefully we get a good way through. I'm already about a quarter of the way through this or so, and it's a very fast read. So we'll see, right? I might get through it. I might not. I don't know. But I'm really enjoying it so far. It's off to a really good, really interesting, really different start to how Skyward started. So yeah, I'm having a great time. And I actually, you know what? I really like these covers. Usually a lot of like YA book covers, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, not really my aesthetic, not really my thing. But for whatever reason, I really like these Skyward series covers. At least the first few. The last book with the orange, I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, Starsight, continue to chip away at that. We're going to continue to chip away at Darth Bane, The Path of Destruction, the book 1 of that trilogy. I've talked about that a little bit recently, that it's been really fun getting into some of that history, some of the inner workings of the Sith, and that's just been a blast. I don't know. It's, you know, we in the movies, we don't get much of that. So it's been really fun in the books to get a bit more through the Old Republic books. And I've heard amazing things about Darth Bane as a trilogy as a whole. And book 1 is off to an awesome start. So I'm hoping to get through that relatively soon. And I'm I don't know, halfway through or so almost. So shouldn't take too long. It's a super fast read. I mean, it's a 300 something page book, and all the Star Wars books are just super, super fast. It's kind of like candy, so that's great. And then number 1 on the list, obviously, as I mentioned recently, the book that has completely taken me by storm is finishing To Ride Hell's Chasm by Janny Wirtz. I've talked about this ad nauseum in my last 2 videos in a row, so go watch those, especially the 2 videos ago, the weekly update one, where I talked about this a lot more. But this has just been mind-blowingly amazing. Cannot wait to finish this. I can't put this down. I can't get it out of my head. This is gonna stick with me, man. This is the last TBR video where I'm not gonna talk about a Wars of Light and Shadow book for some time. Well, I guess we're doing it every other month, so I'll have to skip a month here and there. But January, we jump into book 1 of the Wars of Light and Shadow, and I could not be more excited. After reading The Gallant, after reading this, I could not possibly be more excited for that than I am. So Janny Wirtz, you are incredible, and I can't wait to continue reading your stories. So there we go. Now, that's wrapping up all the stuff I'm currently working on. Let's talk about some of the new stuff that I'll jump into. We have the 3rd book and final book in the Edan trilogy, Return to Edan by Philip Chase. This trilogy has just been incredible so far. Book 1 was amazing. It had all the ingredients of a new favorite for me. And if it would just sort of continue to build and be awesome, it could really do that. Book 2 elevated everything that book 1 did. I absolutely loved it. It was tied for my November book of the month. It was just such an incredible ride. And I can't wait to get to this. And I'm also so interested and so intrigued by just what's going to happen, because this is a very different structure to a trilogy that I'm used to. And I'm just really interested to see just what the heck happens in book 3, because a lot of the big stuff that felt like it would have happened in book 3 happened in book 2. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But I've absolutely loved this trilogy so far, and I can't wait to get to this. It's going to be amazing. These are big books, right? They're really big, but they read faster than you'd think, despite having just gorgeous prose and a lot of depth to them. So that'll be great that I can jump into this. That'll be amazing. Then I think what's going to happen is I'm going to kind of slowly chip away at this. I'll probably do some combination of the ebook and the physical book, because I'll need an ebook to read after the Darth Bane book after I wrap that up. And I want to make sure that my physical main read of the day that's going on is freed up about a week into December, right? So I think I'm going to try to kind of time things out. I'll finish To Ride Hell's Chasm. I'll have maybe 2 or 3 days, something like that, based on the pace that I've been at before we get that new release. So I need to pick something short and sweet to get in there, and I think this is the perfect candidate for that. And I'm nervous for this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous for this. This is a very different story than what I typically read. And if you've watched the channel, I'm sure you've noticed I have a lot of fantasy. I have a good amount of sci-fi, and then that's it. I don't have things like this that are on there, right? So I'm a little bit scared for that. And this is such a legendary story. I'm a little bit scared that I'm not gonna like it that much, or like what happens if I don't like it, and people talk about Cormac McCarthy as an author and the story specifically just with such high regard that it's really built up in my head. So I'm trying to manage my expectations just to be safe. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot with that. But then the other layer to this is a very well-loved copy from a friend of mine, a very, very good friend of mine, who sent me this because he loved it so much and wanted me to read it. And I've been trying to make some time to do it, and things have just been so busy, but I've had some time now. I've been able to carve some out, and I want to get to this so I can send it back to him, because I've just been keeping it, for a couple months. And so I have that extra layer of like, man, I really hope I like this. So we'll see. We'll see. I've heard this is a fast read. Glancing through it, very, very large font, pretty big margins, So we'll. I'm not worried about getting through it in 2 or 3 sittings, but yeah, The Road by Cormac McCarthy. We'll see how it goes. And then, there's a little book. I don't know. You might have heard of the Stormlight Archive. It's called Wind and Truth. This guy, Brandon Sanderson, new up and coming author, right? Yeah, come on, right? Everybody knows what we're reading. On release day, and then however long it takes to finish it is however long it takes. But dude, I cannot put into words the level of anticipation, the level of excitement, the level of dread even that I have for Wind and Truth. This is my favorite ongoing series. If I'm going to pick my favorite series of all time, it's got to be Stormlight. I have talked about that series so much on the channel, but while at the same time feeling like I haven't talked about it enough with how much it means to me. And I'm so excited to get a new Stormlight book. I'm also very scared at the prospect of not having a new Stormlight book to look forward to for quite some time. Now, there's plenty of other amazing books out there, and we're going to get more Sanderson books. I'm really excited for Mistborn Era 3. I'm really excited for the Elantra sequels. So I'm stoked for that stuff, but nonetheless, I think there's going to be a hole in all of our hearts once we have Stormlight 5 completed. But the good news is we can reread it, and I'm very much planning on doing a full reread of Stormlight after reading book 5. I don't know when that will. I don't know if it'll be 2025 or not. It might not be. 2025 is filling up pretty quick, but I really want to do a full reread after finishing book 5, because then we can go back to the beginning and see all the foreshadowing that was there all along that I didn't notice the first time, and all of that. That'll be really, really fun. So yeah, that's the plan for that. But Wind and Truth is going to take up most of the month, and as it should. It deserves it, right? But I think I'm going to get through it. I've said before, I'm going to try to put as much stuff on the back burner as I can in life so that I can focus on that book, because it just means that much to me. I usually give myself an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the most to read in a day, but it'll be more than that, right? For Stormlight. I should finish that before the end of the month. And I say I should because I have some travel in the middle of December, like right in the meat of when I want to be reading Stormlight. I have some travel, and I really don't want to bring that book on a plane. So I'll have to take a few days away from it, but that's okay. And then, Christmas, I probably won't be able to read that day or whatever. So there's some wiggle room, but I think I should finish it with a bit of time left in the month. And so the next thing that I really want to jump into is I got to get back to One Piece, man. I haven't read One Piece in a couple of months. I can't remember when I did Skypiea. It might have been like September or something, maybe. It's been a long time. So I need to jump back into One Piece. I have the Water 7 saga coming up next. Everything I've heard about Water 7 is that it is just astounding. The leap that story takes in terms of the connection that people seem to have with it, and just how much it means to them, and how much it really solidifies it as an all-time favorite story for them if it hasn't already. Water 7 seems to really do that. And so I can't wait. I can't wait to figure out why it's called Water 7, right? That's one of the fun things about these One Piece sagas, is just figuring out why it's called that. But man, every saga is just, East Blue I enjoyed, but it wasn't like my favorite thing ever. Arabasta was fantastic, and I was like, okay, I'm bought in. Skypiea was fantastic yet again, and I'm even more hooked and more even drawn in. And I think Water 7 is going to deepen that even more, and I'm very excited. It'll be great. And it'll be great to just get back into manga. I haven't read some manga in a minute, so well, there you go. That's my December. Less total number of books than what I've done recently, but we got some big boys this month, and it's such a weird month because we already know what the book of the month's going to be, and we already know some of those weekly updates are just going to be talking about Stormlight, and so that's okay though, right? That's how some of these months are going to go, and there's nothing wrong with that. So like everybody else on BookTube, that's one of the big plans here, but we got some other stuff that I am almost equally excited for anyway, and we'll make those happen. So if you made it all the way through this video, please talk to me in the comments about what is your December looking like other than Wind and Truth. Or if you're not doing that, if you're not a Stormlight fan, or if you haven't gotten to it yet or whatever, how are you feeling all that time, right? Most of us have at least half the month taken up by that book. So what else are you going to read to fill up all of this wonderful December that we have in front of us? Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you like what I'm doing on the channel. Hang out, help the community grow. It's so fun to talk to you guys and meet more people, and just get more opportunities to do cool things on this BookTube thing that's just been amazing and so fun. It's crazy. It's that time of year, right, where we're thinking about a lot of gratitude and just good vibes and all that, right? So I'm definitely feeling that for my BookTube community. You guys are amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching the video. Talk to me in the comments. I'll see you next time.